What would you do if you watched someone die, and no matter what you tried, they died again and again and again? What if the only way to save the person you loved most was to live through their death more times than you could count? This is the story of Ray, a 7-year-old child who carried the weight of 100 lifetimes in a single night. Ray lives in Unit 202, Building 2 of the Gwangming Textile Mill Complex, a worn apartment block where neighbors mostly keep to themselves. Maya is Ray's older sister, fierce, gentle, the kind of person who holds a sewing shears in one hand and a child behind her back with the other. Their brother-in-law Marcus is a detective, proud of his badge, proud of his work, the kind of man who runs toward danger for a living. On the surface, this is an ordinary family in an ordinary building on an ordinary night. But past midnight, Ray steps out onto the balcony and the ordinary world ends. Below, in the dim light of the courtyard, a man drags something heavy across the wet ground. A body, limp and trailing blood, dumped without ceremony into the dark. Ray freezes and then knocks over the flower pot balanced on the balcony railing. The sound is small, but the night is quiet and the man below hears it. He looks up. His face is pale, pale as bone, pale as something that was never quite alive. He starts counting floors. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. At 2. He rolls his neck slowly to one side, and the crack echoes up through the dark. He lifts a sledgehammer slick with someone else's blood, and he walks straight toward the building. Ray clamps both hands over their mouth, pressing back against the balcony wall. 7 years old, lungs burning, on the edge of a scream that cannot come out. Then the hands press over Ray's face from behind, firm, fast, deliberate. Maya's voice comes low and urgent. Not a sound, Ray. Not one sound. She moves without panic, tiptoeing to the security door and throwing the lock. Then she picks up the phone and dials Marcus. No answer. She dials again. Still nothing. His phone is on silent, buried in the noise of an arrest operation somewhere across the city. Maya presses her lips together and dials the emergency dispatch line instead. Her voice comes out steady, almost professional, even as her hands shake. She gives their address, Unit 202, Building 2, Gwangming Textile Mill Complex, and tells them what she saw. The operator tells her to stay calm, that a patrol car will arrive within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Maya repeats it to herself like a prayer. She drags the heavy dining table across the floor and braces it against the door. Then she picks up her sewing shears in one hand, as she pulls Ray in close behind her with the other. Don't be scared, she says. Once the police and Marcus come, we'll be safe. Her voice is even. Her body is shaking from her shoulders to her knees. Outside, the door lock begins to rattle, violent, rhythmic, without patience. Maya tries Marcus again. The line gives nothing back but a busy tone. And then the killer runs out of patience entirely. One swing, a single dull boom that shudders through the walls. The steel door and its frame buckle inward like paper. He explodes through the gap, not walking, moving like something unleashed. The dining table flies aside. Maya goes with it, launched off her feet by a single kick. The sledgehammer rises. It comes down. Maya crumples into a pool of blood and goes still. He turns toward Ray, and that is when Maya's eyes snap open. She drags herself upright on Ronald alone, lets out a scream that tears the air apart, and surges forward. She drives the sewing shears into his thigh, deep, to the handle. Run. She screams. Run. The killer roars in pain and fury. He swings the sledgehammer into Maya's back, once, twice, 3 times. Even then, Maya bites down on his pant leg and does not let go. She does not let go even when she breathes her last. The noise wakes the entire building. Sirens begin to wail from somewhere down the street. The killer pulls out the shears, vaults through the window, and disappears into the dark. He stays gone for 10 years. Ray survives, but the price is a permanent disability. A body that carries the memory of that night in every step. Marcus arrives at the hospital fresh off his arrest operation, badge still warm. When they bring him to the morgue and pull back the sheet, he drops to his knees. He cannot even cry. Later, as Ray is wheeled out of surgery, bandages already soaking through with blood, their eyes find Marcus, still kneeling on the edge of collapse. And Ray asks the question that will never stop echoing. Marcus, why didn't you pick up? If you had answered, would Maya still be alive? It is the honest question of a terrified child who has just lost everything. But it lands in Marcus like a blade that never comes out. His hair turns white overnight. He kneels before Maya's portrait night after night, striking himself across the face. Why didn't you pick up? Why was your phone on silent? By the time Ray leaves the hospital, Marcus has already made his decision. He resigns from the force, the job he loved more than almost anything, and buys a beat-up old van. He prints wanted posters of the killer and offers every cent of his savings as a reward. He drives across 20 provinces, combs through more than 300 remote mountain villages, abandoned mines, and urban slums. Ray rides in the passenger seat for all of it, small, disabled, watching Marcus burn his life down searching for justice. 10 years of that passenger seat, 10 years of those files, 10 years of a grief that had no bottom. And then on August 15th, 2021, Marcus finally corners the killer in an abandoned building. He never walks out. Someone stabs him more than a dozen times in the dark, and Marcus Lee dies alone. In the exact moment he dies, Ray resets. Eyes open, balcony, hand on the flower pot. The man below is looking up, counting floors. 6, 5, 4, 3. Maya's death flashes through Ray's mind in full. Every second of those 5 hopeless minutes. As clear as if they just happened. Because they did. This time, Ray thinks, this time, I will keep Maya alive. Ray spins, clamps their own hand over their own mouth before the scream can come out, and throws both arms around Maya. Maya freezes. Ray, what's wrong? No explanation, no time. Lock the door, Ray whispers. We hide under the bed. Maya stares. Ray pulls. Trust me, the lock won't hold him. We have to hide. Something in Ray's eyes makes Maya hesitate for exactly 1 second, and then she gets under the bed. They press flat, hold their breath, and wait. The footsteps in the hallway grow closer, then stop right outside their door. The handle turns, and the unlocked door swings open without resistance. Through the gap beneath the bed frame, Ray watches a pair of shoes soaked in blood move slowly through the living room. Searching, patient, deliberate. Then Ray's elbow shifts and something beeps. A toy car, half hidden under the bed, bright and electronic and completely unforgiving. The footsteps stop, then they explode toward the bedroom. Ray and Maya look at each other in the dark, and in Maya's eyes is something pure and terrible. Despair. The bed is ripped away. That pale face fills the space above them. The sledgehammer rises. This time, they die faster. Ray opens their eyes again. Balcony, flower pot, the man below counting. 6, 5, 4, 3. Second reset. Ray takes a slow breath and looks at Maya. Come with me. We're going to the 3rd floor. Maya nearly goes sideways with panic. Ray, there's a killer downstairs. I know, Ray says, pulling her out the door. Big Ray on the 3rd floor can protect us. They sprint up the staircase. Maya's footsteps light with fear. Ray's burning with a purpose that has already outlived one death. Behind them, heavy footsteps begin to rise through the building. The killer is already inside. Ray pounds on the 3rd floor door. Big Ray, help us. There's a killer downstairs. He's coming for us. A guarded voice comes from the other side. It's the middle of the night. Who is it? Big Ray's thick scarred face peers through the crack of the door, scanning the empty staircase behind them with a frown. Kids, stop making things up, he says. What killer? He doesn't get to finish that sentence. Heavy footsteps thunder around the staircase corner, and then the killer appears, dragging the sledgehammer, pale face streaked with blood, eyes locked and empty. Big Ray's face drains white. He shoves Ray aside and starts to close the door. Ray slams both hands into the frame. Big Ray, please, he'll kill us. Don't drag me into this, Big Ray says, and the door slams. The lock clicks. Maya and Ray beat their palms against it in desperation. The killer reaches the top of the stairs. Maya steps in front of Ray, shaking, and raises the small fruit knife she grabbed on her way out. The sledgehammer comes up, and then the killer's phone rings. He stops. He answers, and a voice on the other end asks, "Done yet?" To more loose ends, the killer says, his voice low and ragged, "Move fast." The voice on the line says he has already handled dispatch. They'll delay the response, but no more than 10 minutes. Those words crack through Ray like a thunderbolt. There's a mole in the dispatch center. That is why the police didn't come faster. Someone delayed them on purpose, bought the killer time, while Maya called and waited and hoped. The killer hangs up and raises the sledgehammer. Maya charges. One blow sends her crashing to the floor. Ray tries to run, but their legs give out beneath them. As the darkness takes them again, one sentence burns through. Calling for help is useless. There's a mole in dispatch. Ray opens their eyes. Third reset, same balcony, same flower pot, same counting below. This time Ray knows exactly what to do. Instead of running, instead of hiding, Ray pulls Maya into the living room and walks straight to the breaker box. Maya stares. Ray, what are you doing? Ray yanks the main switch. The entire building goes dark. Then Ray pulls Maya into the stairwell, pressing into the corner of the landing between the second and third floors. Stay close, Ray whispers. Don't breathe. Footsteps move through the darkness, eager, searching, but blind. The killer gropes through the hallway without finding them. Seconds crawl forward one by one, and then, faint but growing, sirens, somewhere below, getting closer. The killer curses under his breath and bolts through the fire exit. Maya and Ray collapse on the floor, barely alive. The trap worked. A flashlight beam sweeps upward, and a young officer in uniform climbs the stairs toward them. You do okay? He asks. Maya is already crying. The killer went through the fire exit. She tells him, please, go after him. The officer nods, steps closer, and pulls out his gun. He aims it at Maya's head. Bang! Maya falls into a pool of blood. Ray stands frozen, staring at the officer's face, and catches the name on his badge. He was in the first unit dispatched by the center. He is the mole. Before the gun turns, Ray reads the number. Before the darkness takes them, they bury it deep. Fourth reset. The man below counts again. 6, 5, 4, 3. Ray's hand is trembling, not from fear, from rage. 3 deaths have carved one truth into Ray's bones. Outside help has been cut off entirely. The officers they send are accomplices. Waiting for the police means waiting to die. Whatever happens in this building tonight, Ray has to end it inside these walls, without help from the outside. Maya notices something has shifted. Ray, what's wrong with you? Ray turns and looks at her steadily. What if I told you I know exactly what's going to happen next? Maya blinks. What do you mean? Ray takes a breath. Go to the kitchen, get the heaviest cleaver we have. Then get every bottle of cooking oil and pour it all over the doorway and the staircase. Maya stares. Ray, what is going on with you? Ray grabs her hand. Please trust me. Calling the police won't work. There's a dirty cop. He'll come here to silence us. We have to save ourselves. Maya looks into Ray's eyes, and what she finds there stops her cold. Despair and madness and certainty layered together. In a 7-year-old's face. Trembling, she nods. Okay, tell me what to do. They move fast. Maya grabs the heaviest cleaver in the kitchen and the bottles of cooking oil. Ray sweeps through the living room, gathering everything that can be used as a weapon, a vase, an iron candle holder, pliers left behind by their father. Maya pours the oil in a wide arc across the doorway floor, then out into the staircase. More, Ray tells her. Not enough. Cover the stairs, too. Maya runs back out with the bottle, still pouring, and that is when the killer reaches the second floor. He sees her. Maya's hand jerks. The bottle hits the floor, and oil spreads in every direction. She turns to run. Her foot slips, and she goes down hard on the stairs. The killer strides toward her. Each footstep lands in oil, but his weight and power don't waver even slightly. Ray bursts out of the apartment with the pliers clenched in both hands. Maya, get back. She scrambles up, but the killer is already on top of her. As the sledgehammer drops, Ray hurls the pliers with everything they have. They crack against the killer's wrist. The hammer veers sideways and slams into the railing with a ringing clang. Maya rolls clear and crawls back toward their door. For the first time, the killer fixes his eyes on Ray, and something moves behind them. Animal fury. He charges through the oil. Ray retreats inside and tries to slam the door. He kicks it open. His foot hits the oil slick the moment he crosses the threshold, and he crashes to the floor. Ray smashes the vase against his head. Maya brings the cleaver down toward his arm. It is not enough. He catches Maya's wrist, twists it, and the cleaver clatters to the floor. One swing of the sledgehammer into Maya's chest, and she goes down. Ray lunges toward her and gets kicked across the room, slamming into the wall hard enough to blur their vision. The killer walks forward and raises the sledgehammer above Ray's head. With the last breath left in them, Ray asks, "Who are you? Why are you killing us?" He doesn't answer. The hammer falls. As the darkness closes in, one thought burns through the fading. Just Maya and me. We can't beat him. We need backup. Someone in this building who can actually fight. Big Ray on the 3rd floor is out. He only looks out for himself. But on the 5th floor, there's someone else. A veteran who fought in the border war. 5th reset. Balcony. Flower pot. The man below counts 6, 5, 4, 3. Ray pulls Maya out the door and runs straight up to the 5th floor without stopping. Maya is gasping. Ray, where are we going? Someone who can save us. Ray reaches the 5th floor door and pounds on it. A name buried inside Marcus's case files, read 100 times across 10 years of hunting, rises to the surface. Mr. Victor, it's Ray from the 2nd floor. Please, save us. Save us for little Jay's sake. Silence from inside. A long, loaded silence. Little Jay, the veteran's grandson, the boy who died young, who loved his grandfather's braised pork and wanted to be a soldier when he grew up. The door yanks open. Victor stands in the doorway, clouded eyes locked onto Ray with something unreadable. How do you know that name? He says, his voice barely above a whisper. There is no time to explain. Heavy footsteps are already rising from below. He's coming up, Mr. Victor. There's a killer in this building. Little Jay is watching from above. He wants his grandfather to save us. Victor's hands begin to tremble, then his eyes go red. He turns without a word, walks inside, and comes back gripping a worn hunting knife with rust spots along the blade. Get inside, he says. Lock the door. Ray shakes his head and takes Victor's arm. Be careful, there's a dirty cop with him. He'll shoot you from behind. Victor stares at Ray for a moment, thrown off completely by what this child knows and carries. Then he turns and walks to the top of the staircase, spine perfectly straight, hunting knife in hand. The killer rounds the corner below, dragging the sledgehammer. He stops when he sees Victor waiting. Victor's voice is cold as winter's steel. Put it down, son. I served 20 years. I'd rather not spill any more blood on these old bones. The killer says nothing. He swings. Victor sidesteps, and the hunting knife slashes across the killer's arm. Blood sprays across the wall. The killer staggers back, and something darker floods into his eyes. They fight in the narrow hallway, tight, brutal, without room for theatrics. Victor is old, but his instincts are carved from decades of real combat. Every cut lands exactly where it hurts most. Every dodge is a fraction of a second ahead of the blow. The killer has raw power, but the tight corridor boxes him in, and the sledgehammer keeps swinging wide. Through the crack in the door, Ray watches, and for the first time, hope flickers. Victor is genuinely strong. He might actually win this. Then rapid footsteps rise from below. A flashlight beam sweeps upward. A voice shouts, "Police, everyone put down your weapons." The dirty cop. Victor hears the word police, and every soldier's instinct pulls him toward obedience. He glances back, just 1 second of distraction. The sledgehammer crashes into Victor's shoulder. Officer Lou climbs the stairs, gun raised, reading the scene in an instant. He takes in the blood-soaked killer. He takes in the old man with the knife. Without hesitation, he raises his gun at Victor's back and pulls the trigger. The bullet finds Victor from behind. Victor turns to look at the officer, eyes full of disbelief. I'm a veteran. I was protecting those children. Officer Lou's smirk doesn't waver. Armed assault. Refused to disarm. I acted within the law. Victor crashes to the ground. The hunting knife clatters away. The killer charges straight for the 5th floor door. One swing shatters the lock. Maya screams and pulls Ray behind her. The killer walks in. The sledgehammer rises and Maya closes her eyes. It falls, and Maya doesn't move again. The killer turns to Ray. Outside the door, Officer Lou speaks quietly to him. Hurry it up. This has gotten too loud. We pull out now. Ray stares at the killer, burning every detail into memory. The wound on his leg, the exact angle where Victor's knife opened his arm, the way he loads his weight before every swing. And those words from Officer Lou, hurry it up, too loud, pull out now. A code, a signal between the mole and the killer. Spoken plainly because they thought no one was left alive to hear it. The sledgehammer falls. Darkness takes Ray again, but this time, Ray holds on to something through the black. The killer's weak points, the mole's identity, Victor's real capability, and those code words, every syllable of them. 6-3 set, the flower pot, the balcony, the counting below. This time there will be no hiding, no running, no waiting for rescue. Ray understands now that Marcus must arrive in time, and the only way to reach him is through the precinct emergency line, the one channel that can break directly into the police radio. Every other time I had called, Marcus's phone was on silent, buried in the middle of an arrest operation. A regular call will never cut through, but the emergency radio channel will. Ray pulls Maya inside. Don't lock the door. Come with me to the second floor fire exit. She follows, barely keeping pace with questions. Ray grabs a roll of wire from the toolbox and wraps it around the fire door handle again and again, looping it tight to the hydrant bolted into the wall. Maya pulls the wire taut and stares at it. Will this actually work? Ray keeps wrapping. Every minute we buy counts. When the wire is done, Ray turns to her. Go home. Use the landline. Call the precinct emergency line. Tell them you need to reach Marcus's squad on the emergency radio channel. Maya stares. How do you know any of this? No time. Go. They run back to the apartment. Maya's hands shake as she dials. 3 rings, a firm male voice. City Precinct Command. State your badge number. Maya panics for a half second, then pushes through it. I'm not an officer. I'm the wife of Detective Marcus Lee. There's a killer trying to murder us. A pause on the line. This is an emergency-only channel. Misuse is a criminal offense. Maya's voice breaks. I know, but my husband's phone won't go through. The killer is about to break our door down. Please, we're at Unit 202, Building 2, Guangming Textile Mill Complex. Please save us. Maybe it is the raw despair in her voice. Maybe the operator simply cannot say no. Hold on, they say. I'll connect you. Static crackles. Then Marcus's voice, urgent, confused. The voice of a man who has just heard something wrong in his wife's voice before she even speaks. Maya, is that you? What happened? The moment she hears him, Maya completely breaks down. Marcus, there's a killer after us. He's gonna kill me and Ray. Come back. Please come back. Marcus's voice sharpens into something focused and very cold. Is the door locked? Then a massive crash erupts from the fire exit, the killer hammering the wired door. Ray grabs the radio. Marcus, we're in the apartment. The wire won't hold long. Move fast. Marcus sounds stunned for exactly 1 second. Then, hold on. I'm coming. 10 minutes. No more than 10. The fire door screams, metal twisting, wire snapping strand by strand. Ray drops the radio and runs for the kitchen. Every drop of cooking oil goes across the doorway and the living room floor. Shattered glasses scatter through the oil, edges up. Maya understands without being told. She starts helping, hands moving fast. Every chair and table gets dragged to the door, stacked into a barricade. Maya digs out the toolbox, wrench, screwdriver, and a small hatchet. Then the fire door gives with a scream of shredding metal. The killer drags the sledgehammer into the hallway, spots the open door, and doesn't hesitate. He charges straight in, and the moment he crosses the threshold, he hits the oil. His massive body crashes to the floor. The sledgehammer flies from his grip. Ray drives the wrench into his head. Maya raises the hatchet. But he is fast, faster than the fall made him look. He grabs Ray's wrist and hurls them across the room. Ray slams into the wall, ribs singing with pain. Maya's hatchet catches his shoulder, tears fabric, no real damage. He drives his fist into Maya's face. She hits the ground hard, blood at the corner of her mouth. He reaches for the sledgehammer, and from the 3rd floor, Big Ray erupts. Jolted awake by the chaos, Big Ray opens his door and leans out into the stairwell. What on earth is going on? It's the middle of the night. How is anyone supposed to sleep? The killer glances up. Big Ray sees him drenched in blood, and every drop of color leaves his face. He tries to close his door. Too late. The killer's attention shifts, and he drags the sledgehammer upward. Ray pulls Maya to her feet. Victor's 5th floor, now. They stumble up the stairs together. Below, Big Ray screams, and the sounds of a struggle echo upward. Big Ray won't last long, but he buys precious minutes. Ray knocks on Victor's door. Mr. Victor, it's me, Ray. Please open up. The door opens. Victor takes one look at them, battered and breathless, and hears the chaos rising from below. He already understands. He turns and comes back with the hunting knife. This time is different. Ray says quickly, there's a dirty cop. He'll shoot you from behind. You have to be ready. Victor stares at Ray, a long look that asks everything and gets no answer. Who are you, kid? Ray doesn't answer. More footsteps from below, and this time there are 2 sets, the killer and Officer Liu. Victor stands at the top of the staircase and tightens his grip. Ray pulls Maya close and whispers the warning one more time. The one in uniform is the most dangerous. He'll shoot the moment you look away. Victor doesn't turn, just nods. I heard you. The killer reaches the 5th floor first. He sees the hunting knife, and something flickers in his eyes, caution. Neither man moves. Then Officer Liu arrives, gun and flashlight raised, wearing his most professional face. Nobody move, he announces. Sir, put down the weapon. I'm a police officer. Victor's voice is flat. This man is a killer. I'm protecting these children. Officer Liu steps forward. I understand, but holding a knife in a standoff is also illegal. Let me handle this. Victor hesitates, the instincts of a career soldier pulling his grip loose, inch by inch. Ray sees the knife lowering and shouts, Mr. Victor, don't trust him. He's working with the killer. Officer Liu's face snaps. Kid, shut your mouth. Ray steps forward and points directly at him. Your name is Liu. Badge number 0-2-5-1-4-3. You were sent by dispatch to silence us. You have a code. The killer called you. Officer Liu's eyes go cold and completely flat. You know too much, kid. He drops the act, raises his gun at Victor's back, and Victor is already moving. The moment the trigger pulls, Victor twists sideways. The bullet grazes his shoulder and punches into the wall. Victor rolls and slashes the hunting knife across Officer Liu's wrist. The gun hits the floor. The killer seizes the moment and swings the sledgehammer at Victor. No time to dodge. Victor blocks with the knife. The force of the blow numbs his entire hand. All three are fighting now. Victor against two, and he is losing ground. Officer Liu clutches his bleeding wrist and draws a backup gun, aiming at Victor. Ray spots the drop gun on the floor, dives for it, picks it up with both hands, barrel shaking. Don't move. Everyone freezes. Officer Liu lets out a cold laugh. A little kid, do you even know how to shoot? Ray doesn't. The gun is almost too heavy to hold, but the finger stays on the trigger. Maya starts forward to take it. Stay back, Ray says, and the voice that comes out is not quite a child's. Then, from below, rapid footsteps. A police radio crackles. Squad 3 on site, moving up. Marcus, he's here, and he brought backup. Officer Liu's face drains white. He glances at the killer and says flatly, pull out. The killer turns for the fire exit. Victor launches himself forward with everything he has left. The hunting knife drives into the killer's thigh. The killer screams and brings the sledgehammer down on Victor's chest. Victor coughs blood and collapses. In the chaos, Officer Liu raises his gun at Ray. You ruined everything, you little. The shot fires, but Maya throws herself down from the 4th floor landing and takes the bullet in her shoulder. She falls into Ray's arms. Blood soaks through her clothes instantly. Ray's eyes go red. They raise the gun at Officer Liu, aim, and pull the trigger. The recoil knocks Ray off their feet. The shot goes wide, just clips the edge of Liu's ear, but it rattles him enough. He turns and flees with the killer toward the fire exit. Marcus charges up to the 5th floor with 3 officers behind him. He takes in the blood and his face drains of color. He sees Maya on the ground and drops to his knees beside her. Maya's voice is faint but steady. Marcus, I'm okay. Go after them. Fire exit. Marcus strips off his jacket and presses it against the wound. He leaves the officers with them and takes the 3rd after the fugitives. Ray holds Maya and stares at the wound, tears falling without stopping. I'm sorry. This is my fault. Maya touches Ray's head. You fool. I'm okay. You saved us. Then Ray looks at Victor, lying on the floor. His chest is caved in. His breathing is barely a whisper. Ray crawls to him and takes his hand. Mr. Victor, don't go. The ambulance is coming. He looks at Ray, and a faint smile crosses his face. You're brave, kid. If little Jay were still here, he'd be about your age. His hand goes slack. His head tilts to one side. He's gone. Ray kneels beside him, guilt and rage filling every part of the chest. This time, Maya is alive, but Victor is dead. The killer and Officer Liu are still running. Ray pulls free from the officer standing guard and follows. The officer grabs for them. Ray speaks over their shoulder, without slowing down. I know where they're going. I've seen the escape route. It is not a lie. 10 years in Marcus's passenger seat, reading those case files over and over. It is all still there. Beneath this building runs an abandoned underground shelter, stretching 3 kilometers out to the old train station. Ray plunges into the fire exit stairwell. Marcus stands at a junction below, flashlight sweeping, trying to decide, up or down. Down, Ray says, gasping. The basement has a tunnel. It goes to the old train station. Marcus looks at Ray for exactly 1 second. No questions. He charges downward. The basement is pitch black. The flashlight beam finds damp stone walls and rapid footsteps ahead. Marcus raises his gun. Stop. Another step, and I shoot. Their answer is a gunshot. The bullet bites into the wall beside Marcus, close enough to feel. He fires back immediately, and they push into the tunnel, narrower, darker. The flashlight being the only thing between them and the black. Then a scream ahead. One of Marcus's officers plunges into an abandoned ventilation shaft in the floor. From below, a pain voice rises. My leg is broken. Go. Don't wait for me. Marcus grits his teeth and keeps moving. Now it is him, one remaining officer, and Ray. The tunnel narrows until they have to crouch as they run. Then the footsteps ahead go silent. Marcus throws up his fist. Stop. They might be waiting. Before he finishes, a shape explodes out of the dark. The killer. The sledgehammer swings straight at Marcus's head. No time to shoot. Marcus uses the flashlight to block. It shatters. Total darkness. Ray switches on their phone's flashlight. The weak beam lights up the scene. Marcus is pinned beneath the killer. The sledgehammer rises above him. The other officer lunges to help, and Officer Luke grabs him from behind. They grapple in the dark. Ray raises the gun at the killer, but Marcus is directly beneath him. The hands won't stop shaking. And then the memory surfaces, sharp and precise. Victor's fight. The exact spot the knife went in. The old injury behind the killer's right knee. Ray adjusts. Right leg. Pulls the trigger. The bullet finds the knee. The killer screams. The sledgehammer swings wide. Marcus drives his fist up into the killer's jaw and flips him over, pinning him down. Across the tunnel, Officer Lou drives a knife into the remaining officer's stomach. The man cries out and goes down. Lou spins and runs. Marcus fires, but the killer bucks and slams his arm sideways. The shot misses. Officer Lou vanishes into the dark. Marcus hammers his fist into the killer's face again and again. Who are you? Why are you killing people? The killer spits blood and says, I'm just hired help. The one who actually wants you dead. That's someone else. Marcus goes still. Who? The killer smiles through the blood on his teeth. You think catching me ends this? This is just the beginning. They won't let those two kids walk away. Because what those kids saw that night, it wasn't just a killing. A gunshot cracks through the dark before he can finish. The killer's head snaps back. He drops. Officer Lou stands in the darkness, gun still smoking. He talked too much, Lou says flatly. Marcus spins and raises his gun, but Lou is already firing. The bullet takes Marcus in the shoulder. He goes down. His gun skids away. Officer Lou steps forward and presses his barrel to Marcus's head. Marcus Lee, you should have stayed out of this. Ray raises their gun. Get away from him. Officer Lou turns and smiles slowly when he sees who's holding it. Kid, you got any bullets left? Ray pulls the trigger. Click, empty. Lou laughs and he aims at Ray. Then the wounded officer drags himself upright from the floor and locks both arms around Lou's legs. Lou fires into his back. The officer does not let go. Marcus lunges forward and rips the gun away. They crash together in the dark. Ray runs in and slams the empty gun against Lou's head with everything left in them. Marcus lands the final punch. Officer Lou goes limp. Marcus clamps the handcuffs on him, then collapses to the floor, pressing his hand against his shoulder. He stares at the killer's wide-open eyes and says quietly, damn it, he never told us who's behind this. Ray stares at the killer too, and a chill moves through them that has nothing to do with the cold tunnel air. What those kids saw that night, it wasn't just a killing. Then what was it? Ray forces the memory back to that rainy balcony, the body being dumped, and beside it, a black car, parked below. Someone sitting inside that car, looking up at the building, a face half obscured. Someone familiar. A sharp wave of dizziness tears through Ray. The chest seizes. Everything warps. Ray snaps awake on the balcony, hand on the flower pot. The man below counts 6, 5, 4, 3. But this time is different. There is something new in Ray's mind. The black car, the blurred shape of the person inside. He is the one truly behind all of this, and Ray has to see his face. But first, everyone has to stay alive. Ray turns to Maya. Listen to me. From this point on, you do exactly what I say. Not one mistake. Maya stares at the look on Ray's face. Ray, what's wrong with you? No time. Get the wire. Fire exit. We wrap that door shut, then oil and broken glass everywhere. As much as possible. She starts to ask why. Ray cuts her off. Trust me, if you don't, we both die. Maya looks into Ray's eyes. What she finds there is something far beyond what any child should carry. She nods, okay? They bind the fire exit door with wire, loop after loop, until it cannot give without screaming. Then back to the apartment, oil poured across every inch of doorway and staircase landing. Glass shards scattered through it like hidden teeth. When it is done, Ray pulls Maya close. Now, call the precinct emergency line. Maya dials with shaking hands and repeats the words Ray taught her. A pause, then it connects. Marcus's voice crackles through the radio. Maya breaks down crying before she can even say his name. Marcus, Unit 202, Building 2. There's a killer coming for us. Please come back. Marcus's voice sharpens immediately. Lock the door. Stay inside. I'm on my way. Ray takes the radio. Marcus, when you bring your team, watch the first officers who arrive. There's a mole among them. Badge number 0-5-1-for-3. His name is Lou. He'll try to silence us. A beat of stunned silence on the other end. How do you know any of this? No time. Trust me, and the killer will try to escape through an underground tunnel in the basement. Send someone to the old train station to cut him off. Marcus takes a slow breath. Copy that. Keep yourself safe. 10 minutes. I'll be there. Ray sets down the radio. One more step. We're going to Victor's 5th floor, but this time, he doesn't fight alone. They run up to the 5th floor and knock. Victor opens the door, takes one look at them, and before he can speak, Ray speaks first. The words are specific, deliberate. Little J, the braised pork, the dream of becoming a soldier. Every detail Ray has carried since the first reset. Victor's hands begin to shake. A long silence settles over the doorway. Then he nods. All right, I'm with you. They build the trap together. Victor stretches a length of nylon rope across the staircase corner. A trip line. Maya coasts the stairs between the 4th and 5th floors in oil. Victor takes position at the 4th floor landing, hunting knife ready. When it is all set, Ray looks at Maya. You stay with Victor on the 4th floor. I'm going down to get Big Ray. Maya grabs Ray's arm. No, it's too dangerous. Big Ray is a coward, Ray says, pulling free, but he's got weapons, and he can buy us time. Ray runs to the 3rd floor and slams their fist on Big Ray's door. Open up. There's a killer downstairs. He's coming up right now. The door opens a crack. Big Ray peers out. Kid, it's the middle of the night. Don't believe me. Look for yourself. Big Ray leans out and sees the killer dragging the sledgehammer up the stairs. His face drops completely. He moves to slam the door. Ray grabs the frame. Locking up won't save you. He knows someone saw him. He'll go door to door. You either help us or you wait to die alone. Big Ray stares at Ray. He clenches his jaw. Damn it. Fine. I'm in. He grabs an iron rod and a bottle of pepper spray. Ray grabs his arm. Don't fight him straight up. Wait until he slips on the oil. Then hit him with the pepper spray and run. Big Ray nods. Today's the day I stop playing it safe. The footsteps grow louder. Ray presses behind Big Ray, heart hammering so hard it hurts. The killer reaches the 3rd floor. He sees the iron rod in Big Ray's hands. His eyes darken. The sledgehammer rises. Big Ray flinches back, and then a massive crash erupts from the 2nd floor fire exit. The killer turns, and Ray shouts, now, Big Ray. Big Ray throws the pepper spray straight into the killer's face. The killer howls, clawing at his eyes. They bolt up the stairs. The killer chases, hits the oil, and goes down hard, rolling back down the stairs. They make it to the 4th floor. Victor is ready. The killer climbs back up, hits the trip line, and goes down again. Victor moves. The hunting knife drives into the killer's thigh. The killer roars in pain and shoves Victor back. Then, sirens from below. But Ray knows, the first one up those stairs will be Officer Lou. The sirens grow louder. A flashlight beam rises from below, step by step, calm, deliberate, professional. Everyone up there, listen up. I'm a police officer. Put down your weapons. Victor hears police officer and his hand begins to lower. Ray grabs his arm hard. He's the mole, Ray whispers. The moment he gets up here, he shoots you. Victor hesitates. Then his grip tightens again. Officer Lou reaches their level. Flashlight sweeping over Victor. Last warning, old man. Put it down. Victor doesn't move. This man is a killer. I'm protecting the children. Officer Lou smirks. That's not your job. He raises the gun and aims at Victor. Ray draws a breath, steps back into the dark corner of the staircase. and then shouts 3 words that stop everyone cold. Hurry it up, too loud, pull out now. The exact code phrase, heard once, remembered through death. Spoken back here like a key turned in a lock. Officer Lou goes rigid. He snaps his head toward the shadows. What did you just say? Ray keeps going. Are the witnesses handled? The people above are getting impatient. Even the killer freezes, staring at Lou in total confusion. Officer Lou's professional mask shatters. He knows he has been exposed, not just to the people in this hallway, but to the outcome that was always coming. Victor reads the room. This officer is not what he claimed to be. And in that split second of collapse, rapid footsteps from below, a radio crackles. Squad 3 arriving, moving up. Marcus. Officer Lou's expression falls apart. He knows it is over. He raises the gun at Victor and pulls the trigger. Victor is already diving. The bullet punches into the wall. Big Ray swings the iron rod into Officer Lou's back. Lou stumbles and fires back. The bullet hits Big Ray in the leg. Big Ray screams and hits the ground. The killer seizes the moment and swings the sledgehammer at Victor. Victor blocks with the knife. The 2 men crash into each other again. Marcus charges up the stairs with 3 officers. He takes one look at the chaos. Nobody move. Officer Lou's face shifts immediately into something calm and professional. Good timing. This old man pulled a knife and attacked someone. I'm handling it. Marcus glances at the killer, drenched in blood, then back at Lou. Why is your gun pointed at the old man? Lou stumbles. He won't drop the weapon. I'm warning him. Ray steps out of the shadows. Marcus, don't trust him. He's the mole. He's working with the killer. What I just shouted, that was their signal. Marcus looks at Ray. Are you sure? Check his call history. He definitely called the killer. Officer Lou's face goes pale. He snaps his gun up and aims straight at Ray. You little punk. You ruined everything. Marcus swings his gun toward Lou instantly. Drop it. Officer Lou lets out a cold laugh. Marcus, you think catching me ends this? This goes deeper than you can imagine. There are people above me who want everyone silenced. You all have to die. He pulls the trigger. The bullet screams toward Ray. Maya comes flying down from the landing and throws herself over Ray. The bullet slams into her back. Marcus lets out a roar and fires, hitting Officer Lou in the arm. Lou's gun clatters to the floor. He clutches the wound and tries to run, but 2 officers tackle him and pin him down. The killer sees the mole go down. He knows it is over. He bolts for the emergency stairwell. Victor summons every last reserve and lunges. The hunting knife drives into the killer's thigh. The killer screams and crashes to the ground. Marcus rushes over and kicks the sledgehammer out of reach. He presses his gun to the killer's head. Don't move. Ray holds Maya tight. Blood pours from her back. Maya, please don't die. The ambulance is coming. Maya smiles weakly, her face going pale. Ray, I'm okay. Just a little pain. Marcus runs over. He sees the wound. His eyes go red. Maya, hold on. He grabs his radio and calls for help, then strips off his jacket and presses it hard against the wound. Ray stares at Maya's white face and cannot stop crying. This time, they save Maya. They save Victor. They save Big Ray. The killer and the mole are both in custody. But Ray knows this is not over. The man in the black car, he is the one behind all of it. Marcus pins the killer down. Who ordered the hit? Cold and flat. The killer stares at the ground and says nothing. Marcus slams a fist into his face. The killer's head snaps up, blood at his lips. You think I'd tell you, if I talk, my whole family dies. Marcus's eyes go cold. Then enjoy your death sentence. The killer suddenly laughs. Death. You think I'm walking out of this building alive anyway. The words barely leave his mouth when a single gunshot echoes from below. Everyone freezes. The sound rolls through the stairwell like a stone dropped into still water. Marcus snaps his aim at the stairwell entrance. Who's down there? An unfamiliar voice calls back. Easy. I'm from Internal Affairs. Heard there was a major incident. I came to assist. A middle-aged man in plain clothes climbs the stairs, badge and gun in hand. Square jaw, sharp eyes. Mid-40s, unreadable face. Marcus checks the badge and frowns. Internal Affairs. I didn't get any notification. The man smiles. No time in an emergency. I'm Conrad. Someone tried to run downstairs just now. I fired a warning shot. He steps closer, eyes sweeping over the killer and Officer Lou. Look like you've got them. Something twists deep in Ray's gut. That voice. Heard it somewhere before. Conrad crouches down beside the killer and asks his name. The killer looks up, and the moment he sees Conrad's face, something flickers through his eyes. Fear. Pure, unguarded, animal fear. His mouth opens. He is trying to say something. Conrad whips out his gun and presses it to the killer's head. The shot rings out. The killer drops into a pool of blood. Marcus raises his gun at Conrad immediately. What did you just do? Conrad's expression doesn't change. He tried to grab my weapon. Self-defense. Marcus explodes. That's a lie. He was in handcuffs. How was he going to grab anything? Conrad swings his gun toward Marcus. Marcus, stay out of this. Both officers raise their weapons. The air goes razor sharp. And then it hits Ray. That voice. The voice from the phone call on the night of the first death. The voice on the other end of the line when the killer answered his phone on the staircase. Marcus, watch out. He's the one behind it all. Conrad turns and looks at Ray. His eyes go cold. Kid, you know way too much. He spins and aims at Ray. Marcus fires, but Conrad is faster. One shot. Marcus goes down, hit in the leg. The two remaining officers open fire. Conrad rolls and dodges, fires back. One officer takes a hit. Victor lunges through the chaos, hunting knife driving toward Conrad's back. Conrad reacts in a flash. He sidesteps and shoots Victor in the shoulder. Victor crumples. Conrad walks toward him with the gun raised. Ray grabs the gun off the floor and aims it at Conrad. Get away from Mr. Victor. Conrad stops. He turns and looks at Ray with something almost like admiration. You're brave, kid, he says. But you won't shoot. He starts walking forward, one step at a time. Do you know what you actually saw that night on the balcony? It wasn't just a killing. You saw my car. You saw my face. Ray forces the memory back. The black car, the window rolling down, the face turning upward. Him, the man standing right here. Conrad keeps talking. The man who was killed was a protected witness. He had evidence he shouldn't have had. I had everything arranged perfectly until you looked out that window. Marcus, bleeding on the floor, grits his teeth. Who are you? Conrad smiles. Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is the story of tonight. A suspect resisted arrest, attacked officers, grabbed a weapon, caused multiple casualties. And I'm the hero who took him down. He raises his gun at Ray. Too bad. Kid, you should never have looked out that window. Ray squeezes their eyes shut and pulls the trigger. Bang! The shot grazes Conrad's shoulder. Conrad's expression shifts. He raises his gun again, and a figure throws itself in front of Ray. Maya. She shields Ray with her body. The bullet hits her in the chest. Maya falls into Ray's arms, blood at her lips. Ray, run. Ray holds her. Tears blur everything. Conrad steps forward, gun raised. And then a flood of footsteps and radio chatter erupts from below. Backup from headquarters has arrived. Nobody move. Conrad's face drains. He looks at the officers below, then at Ray, then at Maya's body. He turns and runs for the emergency stairwell. Marcus drags himself upright and shouts to the remaining officers, "Go after him. Don't let him get away." Maya looks at Marcus. Her hand slowly goes limp. Her head tilts to the side. Ray holds her body and screams, "No, no, please, Maya, don't go. Please don't go." But Maya will not answer again. Ray looks up toward the emergency stairwell, eyes burning. "Conrad, I will kill you." They grab the gun off the floor and run. Marcus shouts behind them, "Ray, come back. It's not safe." Ray does not stop. They plunge into the stairwell, chasing the sound of running footsteps and gunfire down into the basement. Conrad's silhouette disappears into the underground tunnel. Ray grips the gun and steps into the dark. This ends tonight. Him or me. Then the reset comes, sudden, sharp, violent. Ray snaps awake on the balcony, hand on the flower pot. The man below counts 6, 5, 4, 3. But this time, Ray does not look down at the killer. Ray looks at the black car parked below and finally, clearly, sees the face of the man sitting inside, Conrad, Deputy Chief of Internal Affairs, the voice on the killer's phone, the man who ordered the hit to silence a witness and silence everyone who saw too much. Ray turns to Maya and speaks without hesitation. "Do you believe in second chances?" Maya blinks. "What?" Ray takes her hand. "I need you to know something, no matter what happens next. You have to trust me completely. Can you do that?" Maya studies Ray's face, the exhaustion behind the eyes, the grief that doesn't belong to a 7-year-old. Then she nods. Okay, I trust you. Ray says, we're not calling the police. We're not hiding. We go on the attack. Maya stares. What do you mean? The killer downstairs. Conrad sent him. Conrad is Deputy Chief of Internal Affairs. He wants us dead, but he doesn't know I already know who he is. Maya's hands are shaking. Ray, how do you know all this? Ray doesn't answer. Call Marcus right now. Tell him Conrad is coming for us. Tell him to go straight for Conrad, not upstairs. Go for the black car. Maya picks up the phone with trembling hands and dials. Marcus, it's me. His voice comes through warm and tired. It's late. What's wrong? Maya looks at Ray. Ray nods. She takes a breath. Marcus, the Deputy Chief of Internal Affairs. Conrad, he's trying to have us killed. He's outside right now in a black car at the Guangming Textile Mill residential complex. Go get him. Now, bring as many people as you can. He's dangerous. A silence on the other end. Then, Conrad, how do you know this? Ray takes the phone. Marcus, it's Ray. Trust me, Conrad is right outside. He sent a killer up here to get rid of witnesses. Bring your team right now, but don't come upstairs. Surround the black car. Get Conrad first. Marcus hesitates. Ray, this is serious. If you're wrong. Ray cuts him off. Trust me once. If I'm wrong, it's on me. But if I'm right, you save this family and take down a corrupt official. A long pause. Finally, okay, I trust you. Stay inside. I'm on my way. Minutes later, sirens. 3 police cars box in the black car from every direction. Marcus and his officers leap out, guns trained on the vehicle. Out of the car, hands on your head. The door swings open. Conrad steps out, a mix of shock and fury crossing his face before he forces it into something professional. Marcus, he says smoothly, what is this? You're surrounding me in the middle of the night. Marcus holds his gun steady. You've been reported for hiring a killer. Please come with us for questioning. Conrad's smile turns cold. That's absurd. Who reported me? What proof? We'll find the proof. Come with us. Conrad looks around at the officers. Then he looks up at the balcony and his eyes find Ray. His gaze goes flat and freezing cold. He reaches for his gun, but Marcus is ready this time. One shot knocks the weapon from Conrad's hand. The other officers rush in and slam him to the ground. They cuff him. Conrad struggles and shouts, Marcus, you'll regret this. Do you have any idea how many people are behind me? Touching me is suicide. Marcus says flatly, then let them come find me. Take him away. The officers load Conrad into a police car, and then the killer bursts from nowhere, dragging the sledgehammer, charging forward, and then stopping dead when he sees Conrad in handcuffs. Marcus raises his gun immediately. Drop it. Hands on your head. The killer looks at Conrad in the police car. He looks at the ring of officers. He knows it is over. He drops the sledgehammer. He falls to his knees, hands raised. Maya and Ray stand on the balcony and watch it all unfold below. Maya shakes her head slowly. Ray, how did you know all of this? Ray says nothing, just holds her tight. This time, she is not going to die. Marcus comes upstairs with the officers. He sees them safe and lets out a long breath that sounds like it has been held for a long time. He crouches in front of Ray. Tell me, how did you know about Conrad? Ray looks at him seriously. Marcus, I had a very long dream. I saw everything that was going to happen. I saw the killer strike. I saw Conrad give the order. I saw Maya die protecting me. I saw you spend 10 years hunting them down and then die too. Marcus goes completely still. I know you don't believe me, Ray continues, but it's true. I've reset so many times. Every time I tried to save Maya, every time I failed, until this time, I finally understood. Don't wait and react. Go on the attack. Catch Conrad before he makes his move. Marcus looks into Ray's eyes. What he finds there is something no child's eyes should hold. Exhaustion and grief layered so deep. They have become part of the bone. He is quiet for a long time. Finally, Ray, however you knew, you saved this family. Thank you. Ray shakes their head. You saved us, Marcus. If you hadn't trusted me, if you hadn't come, Maya and I would still be dead. Marcus pulls Ray into a hug. Never again, he says. I will protect you both. Maya crouches and wraps her arms around them, too. The 3 of them hold each other in the quiet apartment at the end of the night. That should have destroyed them all. Ray leans into them and the tears come, but this time, they are not tears of despair. They are the tears of someone who finally made it out alive. In the days that follow, Headquarters launches a full investigation into Conrad. From his bank accounts, they pull massive sums with no legitimate source from his call records. They find direct lines to the killer from his computer. They pull evidence tying him to an entire smuggling ring operating beneath the surface of the city. Conrad is formally arrested and charged. The law will make him answer for every order he gave and every life he ended. The killer confesses as well. Conrad paid him to carry out the hit and keep all witnesses silent. Officer Liu is also taken in, confirmed as Conrad's plant in the dispatch center, tasked with delaying emergency response and buying the killer time to escape. The case is cracked. The family is finally safe. But Ray knows, and Marcus knows, this is only the beginning. Conrad said it himself. There are people above him. Sure enough, 1 month later, Marcus receives an anonymous call. The voice on the other end is low and rough. Marcus, smart move catching Conrad, the caller says. But do you really think it ends here? Marcus responds, who are you? The caller laughs. Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that your family is still breathing. If you want to keep it that way, stop digging. Marcus fires back. You're threatening me? Not a threat, the caller says. A warning. Conrad was just a piece on the board. You moved against him, and now you've touched the whole game. Walk away while you still can. Otherwise, you will regret it. The line goes dead. Marcus's expression is stone. He looks at Maya and Ray. That same night, he calls them together. We're moving, he says, leaving this city. Maya stares at him. Why? This case goes too deep. I don't want you to caught in the middle. Ray shakes their head. Running isn't the answer. They will find us wherever we go. Marcus looks at Ray. Then what do we do? You keep going, Ray says. Keep digging. Pull the entire smuggling ring out by the roots. I believe in you. You can do this. Marcus hesitates. But your safety. We stay in a police safe house until the case is closed. Then we come home. Marcus thinks it over. A long quiet. The kind that settles before a decision that cannot be taken back. Then he nods. All right. That's what we'll do. Over the months that follow, Marcus leads the task force without rest. He follows every thread Conrad left behind, pulling loose ends until the entire structure begins to collapse. What emerges is a massive criminal network, tendrils reaching into customs, law enforcement, and government offices far above where anyone expected. Marcus carries the weight of it all, and one by one, he brings them in. In the end, the entire operation is torn out at the roots. Dozens of criminals face justice. For his work, Marcus is commended and promoted to deputy commissioner. And for the first time since that rainy midnight on the balcony, the family can finally breathe. Ray stands on the same balcony where it all began. No flower pot now. Just open air and the quiet below. The courtyard is empty. The black car is gone. The man who once counted floors will never count again. Ray thinks about all the versions of that night that no one else will ever know about. The deaths. The resets, the failures, the things carried alone through each loop. The toy car that gave them away. Victor's hunting knife catching the light. Maya's voice saying don't be scared while her whole body shook. And the question that poisoned Marcus for 10 years. Why didn't you pick up? Never spoken in this timeline because there was no need. Because this time, Marcus picked up. Ray does not know if the resets were mercy or punishment, a gift or something else entirely. But they know this. Every loop taught them something, and every failure was the price of a lesson that only one version of the night could use. Some battles cannot be won by being stronger. They can only be won by knowing more than the enemy expects you to know. Ray learned that in the dark, in a tunnel, with an empty gun in a 7-year-old's hands. Maya is alive. Marcus is whole. Victor, in this version, still breathes. The family that almost died 100 times in a single night is still standing. And the child who carried the memory of every one of those deaths can finally set it down. Not forgotten, never forgotten, but no longer the only thing left to carry. Some nights leave marks that don't fade, and some victories cost more than anyone should ever have to pay. But Ray paid it, and Maya lived, and that is enough.